Let's see. Do we want to read any of these? Hey, make sure to subscribe to my stream if you're watching, okay? Let me play some donos. Remember to subscribe to my stream on YouTube, you fucking losers. Also, follow my account.
When will you go on Fresh and Fit? We need that collab.
The best tweets. Also, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm looking at my tweet engagements. I'm pretty sure this is a pro-Nazi meme, not an anti-Nazi meme. I think this is. I think this was a pro-Nazi meme.
If a gunman comes in and I decide to identify as a woman in that instance, can I send my girl down to handle the situation?
I thought the joke. How? I told you. I thought the joke was that
I'm going to borrow from Jordan Peterson again, and I am the schizo. Are you just a Jordan Peterson clone? Because for someone who has a lot of
nice. I thought that the joke was that like when white people chimp out, they do like wild shit and fuck the world up. But now I think that the joke is when white people chimp out, they do it correctly and they go maximum carnage, like it's a good thing. I think maybe I'm not sure. It's like wait, hold on. Is this a pro or anti tweet? Oof, it's close. 50-50. If the nukes are part of the chimping out, that's USA, not Germany. Yeah, well, Richard Spencer liked it, no? Yeah, but maybe he's liking it ironically. I don't know what's true on the internet anymore. See, this is why I just need to stick to jokes. Nice, easy, 10-year-olds. Like, everybody knows what's going on. Nice, we're getting big threads on Reddit. Why does nobody acknowledge that she's like playing along? Why doesn't she? Notice how nobody attacks the woman. She's enabling the behavior. Another Marxoid saying you're wrong about the KPD. He says the Social Democrats are the only ones to vote against it, but that's only because Communist KPD were literally outlawed by this point. We're not allowed to take part in the election. Communists were literally the biggest enemy of Nazis. That's even why Hitler wrote to book. Yes, I know using it. So one, yeah, when the time for the voting came, a lot of the KPD had already left. That is true, but they still worked with the Nazi Party earlier, and in some cases, like even tried to oust Social Dems together before this happened. Here is what seems to be, my history is shit, but here's what seems to happen. This is the game that Marxists play when they talk about German history, okay? This seems to be the game that they play, okay? So it seems like you have Weimar Republic, World War I, post, all this shit is happening, okay? Social upheaval, social unrest. During this social upheaval and social unrest, you've got the Social Democrats, you've got the KPD, and you've got like the Nazis, okay? Now, the Social Dems and the KPD, they fight a little bit, some shit happens. I think the KPD try to like charge a fucking courthouse and they all end up getting killed by the Social Dems, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually, as the Social Dems lose power because social unrest is growing, the KPD, who are literally being propagandized by fucking the Soviet Union into believing this idea behind social fascism and all social Dems are bad and evil, they start to kind of work alongside the Nazi people. And they're like, oh, cool, because all the anti-establishment people are all like, oh yeah, fuck the main people, fuck the Social Dems. But then what happens is, as soon as the Nazis get in power, the Nazis backstab the KPD and they're like, fuck you. You're all getting killed. You get the wall, get fucked. They have their big voting act where they take over Congress and everybody gets fucked. What Marxists like to point out, what lefties like to point out is they go like, oh, look, the Nazis didn't work with the KPD. You're wrong. The Nazis fucked over the KPD. Yeah, they did once they were in power. But the KPD was not only complicit, but they were against the Social Dems and helping the Nazis get to that power. That's my position. That I'm pretty sure that is like an indisputable position of history. Okay. They fucked up the vote, but I need proof that they worked alongside the. I had a couple of examples that I mentioned in the past. I don't remember. There were parts where like they tried to oust like Social Dems from certain areas together. They both generally hated the Social Dems because the Social Dems represented kind of like the stable order that was coming down, and then like the communist revolution was something people pushed for, and then the Nazi shit was something people pushed for. But just because the Nazis backstabbed the commies in the end doesn't mean that the commies weren't working with the Nazis. And then this doesn't even get into how much the Soviet Union worked with Nazi Germany, because a lot of those KPD members that fled. A lot of the KPD members that fled Nazi Germany fled to the Soviet Union, and then I'm pretty sure they got turned right back around, and then they got sent to Nazi Germany to be killed for by the Nazi government. There was also a big... Oh, fuck. What was the name of this? There was a name of something where this happened with Polish officers as well. A bunch of Polish officers, I think, retreated into the Soviet Union once the Soviets and the Nazis split Poland, and then the Soviet Union sent all of those Polish people back to Germany. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. The Katyn massacre. That's another thing that happened too, but nobody. 22,000 Polish military officers and intelligentsia. Actually, those I don't even think those were sent back to the Nazis. They were just killed by the Soviets. But.
Obama.
Destiny's takes on history are often dog shit. Oof, that looks like a perma ban, my friend. See you later. Everybody stem for Ignavasor. And removed, so he can't even put a comment about how he got banned. While I do think that alienating the SPD was a bad choice, you can't say that doing that means they all of a sudden supported the Nazi Social Democratic something party. I think that the big deal with the Nazis was that the issue was that the KPD never really thought the Nazi party would take off. I think that was one of their big, it was like a strategic error, right? I'm not saying that the commies wanted the Nazis to take over, but I don't think they ever expected the Nazis to become as prolific as they went on to become.
Didn't say Simon Says.
Oh, fuck, this guy even says it. Wait. Well, that's true that at the beginning he thought the Social Democrats were the bigger enemy, but that was only until the Nazis actually did grow bigger. Little bit late at that point, dog. You have to remember, at the beginning of the NDSAP, there was a leftist faction composed of working class people, and the KPD was trying to win them over. It wasn't until the 30s that the Nazis promoted. Yeah, this is... Yes, but the common socialist/communist talking point is that liberals enable fascism, and the KPD is literally an example of communism enabling fascism, yet socialist/communists literally cite the rise of the Nazi Party as liberals enabling them. True! When the argument is much stronger that communists were the one that enabled them. True! You say it yourself. At the beginning, he thought the SPD was the bigger enemy, but that was only until the Nazis did grow bigger. True! The KPD said some Nazi trees must not be allowed to overshadow a forest of social democrats. True! The KPD enabled the rise of Nazism because the KPD did not believe in reformist change. True! If reformist change would have worked, then the SPD should have done it in the 10 plus years they were in power before the Nazis. When Germany was destroyed post-World War I, let's not forget that almost the entire youth was unemployed at the time, which led them to radicalization. True, people were radicalized to join either KPD or the Nazis. And since the Nazis had more financial, big backing, while also being able to say they're anti-establishment, they gained a lot of people. Is that actually true? I don't know if that's true or not. I know that the Soviet Russia was trying to help people outside of the country, but I don't know how much like backing they had, like how much financial backing they sent. Specifically because the SPD was useless. You guys keep quoting the same... Dude, post-World War I, from the little bit I've read, like pre-World War II Germany sounded like a wild place. Like political parties just fucking killing each other in the streets. Like wild fighting. People setting shit on fire. People just like going wild. That was the true revolution. Jesus. You guys keep quoting the same 3 or 4 quotes from Thalmann, but these are from the times when the Nazis got 2% of the vote. So of course he'd think the Social Democrats were a bigger threat since the SPD was the one in power. Hindsight is 2020 to say, sure, that's fine. But then you have to admit then that it wasn't liberals that led to fascism. It was literally like communists working alongside that and refusing to empower liberals that kind of led the way, you know, or at least helped them. Liberals enabled fascism by creating the conditions that liberals were the fault of World War I and the fallout afterwards? Like, what do you mean? Wow, you're telling me that because the SPD couldn't implement a social democracy in the 5 years immediately after losing World War I as a coalition government? Yeah, seriously. Meanwhile, every communist government either immediately fails or is fucked for decades, and the most successful and stable countries in the world are these progressive reformist social democratic governments. After the Nazi electoral breakthrough in the 1930 Reichstag election, Reichstag, the SPD proposed a renewed united front with the KPD against fascism, but this was rejected. True. In February 1932, Thalmann argued that Hitler must come to power first, then the requirements for a revolutionary crisis will arrive more quickly. 1932, my dude. He was just the leader of the KPD though, right? Wait, why did this comment get removed? Add it. You have to remember that even then, the Nazis still got a very low amount of votes. Throughout the 20s, the SPD had power, yet Germany, and especially its workers, suffered massively. So, of course, the KPD is going to be against them. It's whatever. Okay, sorry. Don't care. Boom, boom. It's Reichstag. Jokes are supposed to be funny. 4 through 10 and 100 men have watched child. Jesus Christ. Giga chat. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a giga chat. Wait, what the fuck? Courtney is an OnlyFans rising star. I've seen her name on some not safe for work site while porn surfing. I'm pretty sure she's promoting her account by telling the world how fuckable she was at 10. Wait, is this true? What? Huh. Average NFT user. Look, my bait worked. Setting my thing. I made my profile picture some stupid fucking shape, like the NFT shape, so some people would think you have an NFT profile picture. If you set your profile picture as an NFT you own, it becomes a hexagonal shape. The person in this screenshot has a hexagonal shaped profile pic, therefore they are assumed to be an NFT owner. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Which part is satire? The part where he asked for 10-year-olds' pics, or the part where he looked at them? Wait, do they think that she really sent me a picture of herself at 10 years old? I'm just trying to figure out what world. I just don't know what world we live in. Do they think that she sent me pics of her at 10? Oh God, I want to comment so bad. I'm not going to. I just want to clarify for people coming here from Reddit. I wasn't sent pics of her at 10 years old. That was definitely not the case. I was sent pics from 10 years ago. She was 8. Smiley face. Can I do that one? Do you think that's I feel like that's a good tweet. Do you think that's a good one?